Okay. Yeah, the guys. So couldn't couldn't sleep last night. I heard this night. Depending on who you ask, it's 3:40 in the morning, and I figured, well, I might as well just do a podcast before I work out this morning. I hurt my back. I hurt my back. Imagine that. Anyone who knows me, on the cover of The Will to Go a Little Longer Goes a Long Way, I'm lifting three 50-pound boxes over my head. And I honestly don't know how heavy the bags I was carrying of manure for my cow manure for my grandma and grandpa's garden were. But even if they're 35 pounds, I was carrying, like, I was trying to carry it five at a time. And so I got like halfway and to where I needed to carry it, and then I dropped, or I purposely set one down, and then I kept going. But I twisted my back, and whenever you twist and lift that much weight, you're SOL. There were times when I'd go to the gym afterwards, Team Tom Gym, back when they were open before COVID. They shut down because of COVID, and they had a chiropractor there, so it was really convenient because I could just go to him, whatever, pay him 20 bucks maybe, because it wasn't every day that I had a rib popped out, but sometimes. And he just laid me on my back. I put my hand behind my back, and he just pop it back in, and then I was good to go. I was good to work out, so that was a good thing. Uh, I just I just want to point out that this this journey is gonna be a little longer. Uh, yeah, a little longer than I wanted to be. Obviously, it's gonna take a shit ton of time, but as it is, if I'm going at this pace, but no, the diet I'm on, uh, grandma, if grandma puts a lot of food in front of me, I'm gonna eat it. Uh, and plus, I've been eating just a lot for a long time too. I like to joke around because when I was running for um, I guess I wasn't running for fun. I was running for competition or good health or whatever. I felt like there was always a purpose for running, but never I run a long ways. You know, you burn a lot of calories. So, and plus I was whatever swimming. I was on the stationary bike a lot, and when you do that, you burn so many calories. You could pretty much eat whatever you want. And now I eat whatever I want, and now I'm fat. I'm a fat motherfucker. uh, but I knew I wanted to say that. Let's see. What else can I get off the top of my head? Um, Let me think. Lot the Probably the past few years I don't know, I've been putting up a facade, just faking my masculinity. Really, I just been a bitch, man. Just been a bitch. And maybe I'm. Honestly, I don't want to bring up Goggins every time on every one of these podcasts. It might get a little creepy, but damn, like I'm taking accountability with these podcasts and just a reflection. And I don't want to say I'm fat and I'm lazy every podcast, but and soft and I'm Gen Z by a couple of months, uh, and not a millennial. I grew up thinking I was a millennial, but actually, my class was Gen Zs for the most part. For the most part, I maybe the by a couple months. Yeah, probably we were probably all Gen Zs because I was my birthday was in September. You start in August, so start school in August. So yeah, we were all Gen Zs. Because I was old for my class back then. I'm trying to get my head right. I gotta take more notes about what I'm gonna talk about on these podcasts because I'm gonna run out of things to say pretty damn quick. Oh, I guess I was saying that I only have one friend on Facebook. I just send out a bunch of requests, taking stock of who's my friends, who's really my friends, and who's not. And if you could remember someone's full name, and I could tell a lot by the names just scoring through them is like, yeah, he was he was kind of cocky, he was kind of a bully, so nah. Oh, that's a solid dude. I'm gonna accept that one. Oh man, he's this this guy I know well. He's a good guy, but he's freaking ripped. That might not be the best thing that I need to see right now because I might I might be critical of myself, be like, man, I just a fat piece of shit. But I'm cussing more on this one because my parents are or not my parents, but my grandparents are devout Christians and they don't like any cussing. But it's close to 4 in the morning and well, the hell with it. Let's uh let's get nitty gritty. Let's get down to the swear words. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, you could going through life. You gotta take the good with the bad. Just always, um, just always. Life's a big lesson. Like Rip from Yellowstone telling Carter that life's a big lesson, and you're either looking or you're avoiding it, and if you're avoiding it, it could take you down a dark path. But I'd say I've learned a lot, you know, uh, from people, you know, and it's no secret, you know. My It's no secret that my dad drinks a lot, and the my initial father, uh, he 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 didn't take his meds. He was bipolar and um, ended up getting manic. He might have been suicidal. He jumped off a train and concussed his head, and or a lot worse than that, and he wasn't able to raise me. Uh, my screen's turning blue light now, and I'm not used to it. So if I look over there and I'm kind of squinting or whatever, it's because you guys who are listening don't see it. But anyway, um, so that's why I don't drink. I was so depressed at one point that I um I was buying like stuff to smoke off of Amazon because I was into like Native American spirituality, Lakota spirituality, and during that time I would okay this is some good to talk about. See what time we're at here. 11 minutes, halfway there. Um, it at like midnight or I would think about when my parents went to sleep, and I would um there's a nice little place to have a campfire by the dumpster out back, and out back there on the acreage. Some people call it acreage, some people call it ranch, some people call it a farm. I like to say I grew up on the farm because I grew up behind Miller Farms. I grew up running there. I played with the kids there, and mostly I worked in the garden, so I wasn't doing the labor intensity of being on a farm. But no, I also say I'm a meat packer's son. I remember my brother was like, I have a brother who's much older than me. I also have a half sister that's much older than me. Um, but my brother was like that's a bold statement. That's a bold statement, meat packer's son, because are you, are you talking about a swinging thing? You know what I'm saying? But no, I was every time I say that, I feel like people know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a meat plant. Grew up at a meat plant. Grew up walking through a harvest floor. The bloody mess and stinky stinks back there. I wasn't the one killing the livestock. I get that question. I got that question quite a bit. But no, I was just a freezer guy. I was a freezer guy and as a box maker. Um, I miss it. You know, I really miss being at the shop. Uh, but you know, I got lazy. I stopped showing up for work, and yeah, this big reason why I'm doing this podcast. I got to take accountability. But back to the campfires. I would I would start a little campfire. I got me a little um eventually starting off I did campfires just in the dirt, just in the dirt there. Uh out back, and is kind of far enough away from the street lights, or they're not street lights, they're but that's the best way to describe them, that you could see the stars. You could see the stars in the sky, and most nights. Some nights there's a moon or there's cloud cover and you can't see the stars, but I remember um I remember the fire settled and it was just the embers, and I laid down beside the embers and I looked up at the stars, and there was a lot of shooting stars, you know. And there's usually what do people call that, a solar shower, or I don't know, a meteor shower, there you go. But no, one time I was traveling with a friend to Vegas. We are gonna go to Vegas, and I was basically kidnapped because I left my car behind, and he had bipolar, and I met him at a psych ward, and that is is a recipe for disaster. But we got to a place in Utah where I have never seen the stars so big and bright. It was in Eagle Canyon, near Orangeville, Utah, and it was probably around this time, April, Mayish, maybe July, maybe it was in the summer or in June, but it was like there was shooting stars like every few seconds. The sky was full of stars, big and bright, and it was like it was like we're in the ocean, and the sign said "Welcome to the bottom of the ocean," because at one point the uh that part of Utah was, or the continent at large was underwater. You know, as a big canyon, not as big as the Grand Canyon, but no, that was worth that um little detour, and that, I mean, that was worth the trip. Mom had to fly me back home, and she's like, "God damn it, Tyler, what the hell were you thinking?" But that's kind of how my rap journey was started too. My music journey, because we were rapping in the car, and that was the, I got high. That was the only time I got high, and I smoked some cannabis oil or whatever, and I was tripping hard. I thought I saw Jesus and Sitting Bull in the sky. I was like, damn. Okay, we're at 18 minutes. Um, thought I saw Jesus and Sitting Bull in the sky. Got the munchies. But honestly, I was in a bad place. I thought I was gonna die. I felt like my eyes were gonna burst out of my head. But real talk is, um, I've tried, I've tried to quit several times, and God's kept me here for a reason. And I just been, I hear everyone else telling their stories, and I've always been the one to be quiet. And, you know, in real life, I'm quiet too. I'm not talkative, or it's only on platforms like this and music and audiobooks and whatever that I talk a lot, because you kind of have to. You got to keep the audience entertained. But no, this is day 3. I should probably weigh myself every 2 weeks, because if I weigh myself every day, I'll probably get like, ah, damn it, it's not happening fast enough. But my diet is shit. Um, my grandma cooks a lot of good stuff, but she also cooks a lot with butter and a lot of sugar. She feeds me a lot of sweets, and I guess I'm gonna stop that. I'm gonna stop eating sweets. I not entirely, but Progress one day at a time. But I'm not sure if it's. I think it's a stationary bike day. Hold a plank again. Um, I got to add some more. Yesterday I did 2 workouts. The day before that I did 2 workouts. I just don't have them in my schedule, so I don't want to get burnt out. But I might get burnt out here at some point, and then I really need to slow down and get my body back. But if you're not sleeping right and your diet is shit, you're not gonna get very far losing weight, uh, no matter how hard you try to, or how hard you work out. But consistency is key. This podcast will motivate me to get up. And motivation is crap, you know. Motivation is crap. You gotta stay driven, and I'll keep that mentality going forward. But no, cheers, guys. Thank you guys for listening, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. It is a Wednesday. I'll be heading up to my up to help my dad on Friday. I gotta take I gotta take a chair, like a lazy boy chair, to get fixed, and I have to take it in a Cadillac. So the doors are only so big, so I can't really fit it. I got to strap it down. But luckily the weather's been good lately. It's just a little windy, but that's off on another tangent. Uh, we're at 22 minutes now. Should really wrap it up. Um, yeah, learn to love the process. Every day, make something happen. That's what my dad always says. So I'm gonna make something happen here after this podcast, and yeah, it's it's been good talking to you guys. Let's get it. Let's get it.